Hello everybody, welcome back to Sorcery Part 2. We were just about to hit up the necropolis and then get the fuck out of the city. Let's see what happens. We're almost out of gold. But, and I feel pretty bad about this, but we don't really have a choice, do we? So there's no way around, so there's no way around. There's probably a way around, but I'm going to say there's no way around. The main path is wide enough for processions and carts, but leading off it are several smaller paths that wind between the trees and the headstones to all the different suburbs of the graveyard. There are plenty of places for things to hide here. Wonderful. We haven't fought in a while, have we? After the hubbub of Upper Car, the necropolis has a silence which is almost deafening. Either side, listing gravestones crawl with small creatures. No flowers grow here. It is like the bodies give off poison as they rot. Everything here is dead, and yet this place is neither empty nor still. Why would the only way out of here be through the fucking graveyard? That's absurd. Oh well, keep going. The wind whistles between the tall trees. The sun is setting behind the wall. Stick to the path. Yeah, we're not gonna fuck with the gravestones. Oops. Kind of skipped some text there. We have the... what's that say? The newer tombs? The older tombs. Yeah, let's explore the newer ones. I'm not going to those old ones. No fucking way. There are several tombs here. There must have been a recent plague on the rich in the city. They are scattered around in roughly alphabetical groups. What? Yiz. You browse around the tombs looking for a name you recognize, but none of them catch your eye. Something flitters past your face. A bat? If you catch your eye, though you cannot immediately say why. Shinvas Riff's Prayas. Riff? You walk over to Riff's tomb, but it seems quite ordinary. An angel with a covered face, and beneath its clawed feet, a dying serpent. Between the serpent's open jaws hangs a bone bracelet. Do we need a bone bracelet? Quick look. I wish it would tell me, so I have to do this every single time. Bone bracelet, bone bracelet. We have a giant's tooth now, again. We had one in the previous episode. Two, actually. They're quite useful, so that's always good. I'm not seeing... Bracelet of Bone? While wearing a Bracelet of Bone, the caster of the spell can concentrate on a particular illusion, and this illusion will become real to others. However, affected creatures must be intelligent, and the caster must not act counter to the illusion. That's quite the long thing there. Let's try for it then, if it's a thing we can actually use. Get it. You lift the bracelet carefully from the serpent's mouth, expecting a sudden attack, which thankfully never comes. Alright, we're getting the fuck out of here now. Let's go back to the path. We got those bone bracelets. Now let's get the fuck out of here. You return to the path gratefully, and make your way to the far side of the graveyard. Beside the gate is a disused well, perhaps once used to draw water to wash the bodies before internment. Throw in a coin! You toss in a gold piece, it falls for a long while, and then you hear a tiny, distant splash. Pull up the bucket. You turn the winch on the side of the well, drawing up the bucket from beneath. It comes to the top, filled with clear water. Look down. You lean over the side of the well house to peer down. It is pitch black, of course, and seems to go on forever downwards. Then, for a moment, it looks as though there is something in the shaft, but a moment later it is gone. A trick of the moonlight, perhaps. Move on. The rear gate of the graveyard hangs from its hinges, but not from age. It seems it has been taken apart, maybe widened even to let something through, beyond its deep forest. Sometimes. Okay, so we're out of the necropolis. I feel like I'm missing large portions of this game because I'm just worried that something bad would happen, but we do have the rewind ability. I try not to use it, but maybe that's... They obviously think you should be using it, so maybe I should just be more liberal with the rewind ability and take a few more chances on this. But I like to roleplay in that I don't like rewinding. I like thinking, you know, am I going to go inspect old tombs in a necropolis of this crazy fucking city? Fuck no, I'm not. So why would I do that? Why would I, if I see a creature in a well, I'm gonna move the fuck on. Maybe I'm just a coward. I don't know. But nothing's like, it's, like I'm enjoying the game. But one complaint I will say is nothing's like an adventure. It's just like always avoiding danger, right? So there's nothing that's been like, oh, hey, you know, someone says, hey, there's this treasure buried over here. Let's go check out and see if there's this treasure. No, it's always like, you know, some shady person that's like, here, let's go behind this in this dark alley. And it's just like, no, I'm not going to fucking do that. Are you joking? Any case. You walk for half an hour through thick trees along a narrowing track until you reach a fork in the road. To the left, the track gets narrower still. To the right, a massive shadow looms, so large it seems as though a colossus has seated itself on the wall in thought. A chill wind blows through you, as though ghosts walk back and forth this way. Okay, shadowy slope, left fork. Shadowy slope. Oh my god, what is this? Alright, that said, I kind of really want to check this out. What the fuck? Look at the shadowy slope. The shadow to the right has a jagged silhouette. It is a ziggurat, with perhaps 100 steps leading to its apex. The trees whisper and move. Let's go check it out. Night is drawing in. You should get moving. Things whisper between the trees. I want to check out the ziggurat. See, this is more like an adventure type thing, because it's like a really cool looking thing that I want to check out. You stand at the base of a towering ziggurat built from carved stone blocks, each the size of a hay bale. The temple rises higher than the city wall, and positioned to catch the first star of evening at its uppermost point, a moment which has just passed. Wah. Look for an opening. You tilt your head back, looking for an opening, and finally make one out. A small black dot, about a third of the way up, but even that is quite some climb. For the less devoted worshippers, a small gargoyle by the steps has an open mouth, ready to accept offerings. So it's like a worship thing. Let's look at the gargoyle. The gargoyle is carved in the shape of a small but spiky dog, with long claws, sharp horns, and a pointy beard. Its mouth is wide open, and its tongue lolls out, with a coin-shaped slat at the back of its throat. I'm not going to drop any more of my gold pieces anywhere. You begin the climb, hauling yourself up the first step. Even this ziggurat was built for giants, or ascending is an act of devotion. The next few steps are equally exhausting. You have to throw your pack up first and follow. We lost some stamina there. Let's see if there's any spells we can do to move along. It said giants, I could cast big, right? Yeah, big's one. What are the other ones though? How, probably. Whoops. Yeah. Sus? Sun? Sunjol? No. Fall? Float in air. I don't want to float. I don't know why I would want to float. S-Z-E-N. Hover in air. Yeah, that would be nice. I didn't see any jewel-studded medallions, though. Maybe in the Necropolis there's one. But instead we can cast big. You cast the spell, swelling to 3 times your size. You are now able to run up the stairs. But the scale quickly changes. It seems the builders of the pyramid created an optical illusion, and the later steps are not as high as the lower ones. The change is so gradual that you hardly notice as the spell fades. You reach a halfway point, almost as high as the city wall beyond, and pause to rest. You are halfway up. Friezes of gargoyles and polished metals ring the temple on this level. Look at the view. You pause to take in the view. From this side of the ziggurat, you can see nothing but the top of the wall, and beyond, the gleaming darkness of the marshes of the backlands. Walk around to the north face. You move around to the north face. You can see the path ahead, running straight between wild and overgrown trees. It seems very few people come this way anymore. The north gate itself is now visible, however, and appears deserted. Then you notice the point of light. A torch has been lit between the trees. Watch the torches. You watch as the torches move through the trees toward the path. They are making slow progress, but they are moving towards the graveyard, and presumably from there on into town. The wind claws at you, trying to pull you to earth. Let's climb higher. You continue the wary climb to the first level of the ziggurat. Oh, we haven't even reached the first level. Are you joking? You climb for another 20 minutes up the steep stone steps until you are gasping and panting for breath once more. But finally you reach the dark opening that you saw from the base of the temple. The steps themselves continue up a little further still, to the very peak of the temple. Look in the opening. The opening is guarded by rock-sculptured images of unimaginable creatures. Beyond, you see a long dark hallway with something large and gleaming at the far end. Alright, let's enter the temple. See what's up. You step into the temple. The hollow space amplifies your footsteps, and they echo eerily for several moments. On the floor, in gilt inlay, is written the name of the god who inhabits this space. It seems that the ziggurat of Kuraga the Gracious. Wait and listen. You wait for a few heartbeats to see if you have disturbed anything. Nothing happens. And then you catch the tail of a gigantic snake, slithering across the floor and disappearing into a crack in one wall. From the markings along its back, it looks highly poisonous. So we have a snake antidote, but I'm wondering, why would I drink it now? Do you drink it before you get bitten or after? Where's my snake bite antidote? Yeah, I think I don't want to drink it right now. Oh well, I don't think that's how that works. Go inside. You enter the temple, but the snake still manages to catch you by surprise, launching itself from a crack in the ceiling behind you. Shut up, snake. The temple snake snaps and hisses the air between you. You swing out wildly, hoping to chop it in two as it also shoots forward. The snake lashes out wildly in its agony. Finish him! The temple snake is retreating, but you give chase. You cleave the air with your sword. With a weird scream that echoes around the cold stone, the snake dies, its head crashing to the floor. No stamina lost. You wipe your sword clean and wait for the violent echoes of the fight to fade away. Then you go further in. The sight of the shrine takes your breath away. The walls are decorated with brightly colored murals depicting scenes from the religious mythology of Kar. Fine ornaments and precious metals are set into alcoves around the pews, and rich woven tapestries cover every surface. A cunning trick of architecture catches the wind past the doorway and creates a constant ethereal humming, as though a crowd of monks sat in permanent meditation inside. Okay, how big is this? It's not very big. Let's keep going. At the far end of the hallway, 4 large stone gargoyles of winged demons watch over the shrine from mounts high up in the eaves, guarding the altar on which a gigantic idol squats, Kuraga himself. Alright, so maybe avoid the circles? You walk up to the altar, stepping carefully around the circle in the carpet. You reach the altar steps without incident. Yay! You stand before the idol, a fat statue set with gems and curious pock-marked features. You stand before the idol, a fat statue set with gems and curious pock-marked features. Above his head is a plaque that bears an inscription. Read it. It reads, "On Korga's face you kiss a cross, and finish with the lips. For answers to your questions you must err not, else he spits." You step nervously up the steps until you're below the great statue. On Korga's face you kiss a cross, and finish with the lips. For answers to your questions you must err not, else he spits. Okay. You stand on tiptoes and lean in, preparing to kiss the statue. But where? Does the humming in the temple seem to be getting louder? You kiss a cross and finish with the lips. You kiss a cross. Kiss a cross. Kiss a cross. Forehead, left eye, right eye, nose, lips. Forehead. Okay, so this is a cross, look. So, boom, 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 boom. Kiss the idol's left eye, right eye, forehead, nose, lips. As you do so, you hear a small click. There's a sharp stabbing pain at the back of your throat. You try to call out, but it seems the poison on the tip of the dart, which has been shot from the golden mouth into your own, is too fast acting. I failed the kissing ritual. I died from a god's kiss. Can you believe that? Maybe I go in the other direction? Sure. We'll try right and then left and then go down. That's annoying. I did the cross. I just didn't do it in the right order. Which, I mean, whatever. So let's try forehead this time. Left eye. Right eye. Nose. Lips. Wait. What the fuck? I mean, I understand what it's telling me. I just fucking don't know what it... Urgh. Oh, maybe I don't kiss the nose? Let's try not to kiss the nose. Because the cross, you don't need more than 4 points, right? Ah, here we go. Finally, you lean low and kiss the idol's lips. As you straighten once more, you see the idol's eyes flick open. A soft voice issues from its mouth. "Stranger, you are not of my faith," whispers the god, "and yet you have completed my ritual. How can that be?" "I have used my wits." The god laughs softly. "My brother Pashna is the god of thieves and tricksters, but you are in my temple today. I will answer 3 questions, if you have questions to ask." You take a moment to consider what you might ask, so close to the north gate already. "How can I avoid the guards at the north gate?" you ask the god in hushed tones. The god laughs simply. "There are no guards at the north gate. It has been sealed by a spell for many years." The god waits for your next question. Can I ask about the spell? No? What will my fate be in the Backlands? You put your ear close to the idol's mouth to hear the god speak its answer. "Stranger," it says, "there will be no fate for you in the Backlands. You did not know the 4 spell lines needed to open the north gate, and without these you cannot pass through. Or," the god falls mysteriously quiet, "no, I see a path. Go forward. But know too that you will go back." The god waits for your final question. "Tell me the spell to the gate." You command, hoping for the god's aid. "I cannot tell you the spell," Karaga replies after a long and mysterious pause. "Only the nobles know. Molash, Shinva, Hey, Shinva was a gravestone at the necropolis. I wonder if that's related. Dita and Lorag. The last of these is a follower of Karaga, and his line is tumblers 2 sealed deep inside. Find the others, and the spell will be yours." The spell lines you have found are listed in the key section of your inventory. A great silence descends across the room, and the god speaks once more. "Now," he intones, "I have a question for you. You have completed my ritual. Do you wish to enter my worship?" So, finally, we have a quest instead of just going through the city. We've already got Lorag from Karaga. We know where Shinva is, like I said. I don't know if Dita or Molas. "What sort of god are you?" Karaga seems to almost smile. "I am the god of grace," he replies. "There are few as generous as I." "Sure, Karaga, let's go." "Very good," Karaga intones. There is a moment of quiet humming that rolls around the temple until it becomes almost too much to bear. Then a moment later, you feel the god's presence inside you. "My aid comes with no price, but there is a condition. You must act graciously enough to receive it." A great sense of well-being floods your body. You turn and head out of the temple door. So we got full stamina there, and we're now Karaga, but we have to act gracious, which I feel like my character did anyways because I'm so good. We have 6 new clues. Let's check those out. I don't know why there's 6 of them. Clues! Or Molas, Shinva, Theta, and the North Gate spell. Okay. Interesting. Yay! Quests! Alright, let's go outside the temple. and let's continue our climb. You turn back to the steps and climb higher, all the way to the top of the ziggurat. Night has fallen, stars spread across the sky in a peaceful repose that belies their true nature, warring spirits tussling for control of the world below. Look at the view. You look out across the city. In the far distance, you see torches in the woods to the north gate. Looking back, you see the lights of Kar coming on and the shouts of revelers, drunks, and nighttime thieves. Look at the stars. With your head tilted back, you can see more stars than you ever have seen in this city. Perhaps you are above the level of the lights and the smog and the dust, or perhaps more stars choose to cluster here around the sacred site. If you are a true mage, and not a mere sorcerer, who knows the spells one could weave at a spot like this, the icy wind chills your bone. Let's try to fashion a spell. You lean back and look up, trying to recognize the stars from your studies. Cast a spell. So this is one we could fuck up, but I want to fashion a spell like a true mage. Let's see here. T. Oh my god, look at this. Tack. Unknown. Tar. Tack, tar. Tear. Tech. No, I don't think I can do this. Luck? Lure? Lure? Luck? P. Per. Peck? Now, I will say, all these are the same, aren't they? Let's go for pure. You fashion the stars into alignment, and an enchantment is created. For a moment, nothing more seems to happen, and then a screeching noise reaches you from the distance and across the city. It is the sound of 1,000 mewling stray cats. It lasts a few minutes and then fades away. You found one of the secret spells of the Temple of Karuga. The view is quite wondrous, but your journey beckons. You start the long climb back down the ziggurat once more. So did we actually create a spell, or was it just fucking with me? No, I think it was just fucking with me. Yeah, it's just fucking with me. Alright, let's go down. You return to the opening of the temple. Climb back down. Climb back down. Climb back down. Alright guys, this has been it for this episode. Next time we're going to hunt down these nobles, try to get the fuck out of here. I knew it wouldn't be this easy, right? To get out of the North Gate. It seems like we got quite a bit of game left. We have to find 3. We know where 1 is. Shinva is down here. I assume another one was down here where we haven't been, and then maybe the other one's up here. So we will check those places out. Thanks everyone for watching. See you next time. Bye.